today I want to take a quick look at a really fun sing-along song. This is going to be a part of what I call the Campfire series, which is going to be our songs that you just got to strum. Could be a very simple strum that you just do all the way through with relatively simple chords. So we're going to take a look today at A Horse with No Name, America tune, 1970, that is just a great campfire tune. You only need to know 2 chords. Now, you can play it with all kinds of complicated chords. Anyway, you can do all kinds of neat stuff. We're not going to do that in this lesson yet. Because when they would play this with 3 guitars, they would be able to make all kinds of cool layers and sounds and leads and double leads coming down in harmony. We're not doing that. Not part of the Campfire series yet. So all I want to talk about today with A Horse with No Name is the 2 chords you have to play. 2 simple chords. One you've heard of and played a lot. E minor. 2nd finger on the 5th string at the 2nd fret, and 3rd finger on the 4th string at the 2nd fret. Too many numbers rolling around. Actually, it's because the number's in the name of the next chord I'm about to give you that's going to sound really scary. So anyway, our first chord is E minor, and our second chord, all we do really to play it is split these 2 fingers. Your 2nd finger moves from the 5th string to the 6th string, and your 3rd finger moves from the 4th string to the 2nd string. Nice, really dissonant, well, dissonant not meaning, but airy, open-sounding chord. Kind of a non-committal chord. So we're going from E minor to a chord that is part of the D family of chords. It's a D chord with F sharp in the bass because we've got the 2nd finger on the 6th string playing our F sharp. But we also have an open B and an open E. B would be the 6th note of a D chord, making this a D6. But E would be a 9th note of a D scale, making it an add 9. Got that? This chord. D6, add 9, with F sharp in the bass. Okay, one of the longest names for a chord that is no harder to play than E minor. So that's all you got to do is keep those 2 chords going back and forth. Now, you could do it with a very simple strumming pattern. That's one of the things that is so cool about the Campfire songs. If I just played 1 strum in this song, I would do this. And everybody would still know what song we're about to break into. So what I was doing there was a bass note on the first beat, being a quarter note, because I'm holding it for a whole beat, and the rest of the measure is just pairs of 8th notes. A pair of 8th notes in the strumming pattern is going to go down, up, the next pair, down, up, the next pair, down, up. So the simplest strum for this song, bass, down, up, down, up, down, up. And we change chords and do the same thing. Now, there's one more thing important about the strum before we get into possible variations on it, and that is, in A Horse with No Name, it doesn't sound like this. Hear the difference? This strum has to be done in swing time. Swing time means the downs and the ups in our strumming pattern are not equal. They're not equal divisions of the beats, which is what I'm doing now. We would be counting this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. What we need is this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. What that means is that after every down there's a slight hesitation and the up comes late. I go into this in a lot more detail in some of the other lessons, but that's how you create swing time. You go from straight time to having the ups, instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, you need to count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Got it? That is the simplest way you can play Horse with No Name. Now, we could make it a lot more interesting by having 1 different strumming pattern in the 2nd measure. So instead of going bass, down, up, down, up, down, up, in the second measure, like I did in the first measure, we'd hit the bass and then follow it right away with an up. So we're going to go bass on beat 1, and then the up on the and of that. Then we're going to miss the next down and hit another up. Then we're going to miss the third down and hit the third up. And then down up on beat 4. So that would be bass, up, 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 down, up. Very slowly in combination with the first measure. So you got that? That's the way to make the song sound a lot closer to the real sound we have on the recording. Now, we could take it to a third level. And what we would do there is on all of those ups that I play in the second measure, the D6 add 9 with F sharp in the bass, we could mute the strings after the first up, so that on beat 2 we hear everything cut off. You could maybe see what I was doing there. What I'm doing is, while I've got the D6 add 9 with F sharp in the bass down, I'm putting my fourth finger very lightly on all the strings at the 3rd fret. To mute them for that second. And just laying it down so that everything gets cut off. There are all different kinds of ways of muting stuff. That's the only one I'm going to talk about in this song. So there is the simplified version, the campfire version of A Horse with No Name. And the sheet that you can download here has the 2 chords, not that you need them, but you should be able to remember from what I just told you. And the words. It's now ready to go. All you got to do is strum it and sing along. You should be good to go, ready to play with the album. A spectacular album. Everybody should have this album. There are some other great songs. I Need You, Sandman, Riverside. So hopefully I'll get to a lot of those songs in the near future. But anyway, that's it for today's campfire look at A Horse with No Name.